What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 17 online game. It's time for the Jets, Jets for the 32-team preview series for the upcoming NFL season. As you guys know, we do all 32 teams, even the New York Jets. The Jets' new chant instead of JETS should be WTF. What is going on? Now, I know in a couple of the season preview series, I let, my personal beliefs of the team kind of cast more of a negative shadow on the video than what it should have been. And, usually what I try to do is look at both sides, what can happen good and what can happen bad for both teams. And sometimes I go a little bit too far one way. So, that's just something I've been trying to improve as we go on throughout the series. But I'm really trying to be as nice as possible talking about the New York Jets right now. Looking at what they have on paper, I have no idea what in the world this squad is doing. At all, man. At all. Like, when you look at San Francisco, when you look at Chicago, when you even look at Cleveland, there is a plan in place, at least, to try to do something. This Jets team, this Jets front office, I don't really know what the plan is. So we start off by looking at, who the blue chip players are on the squad, because you want to have a couple of blue chip players. The Jets probably have one guy that's a blue chip player in Leonard Williams. Now, they also have Muhammad Wilkerson and Sheldon Richardson, but Wilkerson had a little bit of a down year last year, and Richardson, he's had, off the field problems and stuff like that. And, there's been reports of him not being the best teammate. You guys remember the feud he had with Brandon Marshall last year? That was ugly, and everybody fights with Brandon Marshall. But Sheldon Richardson also seemed to be kind of egging it on. But, so when you put it that way, Leonard Williams is probably the only true franchise centerpiece that they have on his team. And that's good because Leonard Williams, definitely a really good draft pick by the Jets to get him 6th overall 3 drafts ago. And, you don't really run on Sheldon Richardson and Leonard Williams when they're together, especially Leonard Williams. But otherwise, when you look at the Jets draft history, you find out why the Jets are in the position that they are of absolute futility and really just struggling to figure out a game plan on where to go. Because at least if you draft decently and you draft some good guys, then, you have a sense of direction. But what I want to do for you guys is read off every single draft pick from the first round in the NFL draft the Jets have had since 2007 when they drafted Revis. 2008, Vernon Gholston, famously a huge bust. 2009, Mark Sanchez. He led them to 2 playoff games, but he's definitely not there anymore. 2010, Kyle Wilson. Never worked out, not even close. 2011, Muhammad Wilkerson. Good pick. 2012, Quinn Coples. Bad pick. Okay pick. I mean, he wasn't that bad. He was drafted 16 overall, so I won't say it was a bad pick, but he wasn't like a franchise guy that they drafted, which you definitely want in the first round. You want to have someone that can be around for years doing good. 2013, D. Milner. Can you say bust? They also drafted Sheldon Richardson in the first round, and that was a good pickup for them. 2014, Calvin Pryor, no longer on the team. 2015, Leonard Williams, good pick. 2016, Darren Lee, questionable. We'll see what Darren Lee brings. I was really not too high on the Jets drafting Darren Lee. One of the few preview series we did last year was for the New York Jets, and I remember saying I wasn't a fan of Darren Lee, so, I'm still not. I personally hope he turns it around for himself, but I'm not sure how that pick's going to work out. This year's draft, they drafted Jamal Adams, and a lot of people are really high on Jamal Adams, safety out of LSU, drafted him 6th overall, so we'll see what happens. And the Jets are due to start a safety combo of rookies this year. Jamal Adams and 2nd round pick Marcus May. So that has potential to be a secondary that gets torched a lot this year. And especially when you look at the cornerbacks that could be helping them. You got Mo Claiborne, who was signed for a year, and even though Mo Claiborne definitely did good when he actually was on the field for Dallas last season and had his career year, he also had, a couple of pretty good safeties to help him out in Byron Jones and Barry Church and J.J. Wilcox. So those guys were around. So we'll see how he does with rookie safeties over the top. And then the rest of the guys in the secondary, really not anything to write home about. They got Marcus Williams, who... and he's just been a guy in the team. And Buster Screen, he got signed, I think, last year. And that made absolutely no sense. And that's part of the reason why the Jets are trying to go in a new direction with the front office. Like I said, I'm really trying to be as nice as possible about the Jets. But, there's really nothing to build on for this squad. And that's the problem. Because a lot of these teams, they could at least develop some young talent. And at least have some veterans to show it away. But the Jets barely even had the veterans to show it away. They cut a lot of those guys. So now, the wide receiving core... I guess Quincy Enunwa's the guy. We'll see. They drafted a guy in the 3rd round, Stewart. They got Robbie Anderson's coming back this year, but those aren't really guys that you build around. And Nunwa, you know, he's a good piece to have on your team, but he shouldn't be your best receiver at all. Their offensive line, you know, at least with some of these teams, their offensive lines can help them out. Like when we looked at Chicago and we looked at Cleveland, they're going to try to help out their young quarterbacks by giving them time and not having them get knocked in their ass every second. The Jets, well, they don't really have anybody to do that. I mean, they have a decent guard combo in Carpenter and Winters, but otherwise, you know, Big Man Goal's not there anymore, and I don't even know who they plan on having replace him, but, you know, it's interesting. We'll see if Austin Seferian-Jenkins can be a steal of a pickup for them if he's turned the corner. It would be cool if he did, but, you know, despite all his off-the-field problems, on the field he hasn't really been too spectacular, hence part of the reason why teams gave up on him. And the one thing that's, you know, pretty decent about the Jets is their running game on offense, just running game in general. They have one of the best run defenses last year, and they probably should have a pretty good run defense this year once again. And, you know, teams might not just run on the Jets at all. They might just pass every single play, and it's probably going to work. But, you know, run defense is definitely going to be locked down with Sheldon Richardson and Leonard Williams in there for one more year. Running game, they got Matt Forte coming back. They also got Bilal Powell. Bilal Powell is a pretty good bruising running back, so, you know, I don't know if he's going to be the starter or Forte. I doubt Forte is really going to get too much reps at this point of his career, so, you know, Bilal Powell should be the guy, but I don't know what he's going to get behind that offensive line, so, you know, I mean, like, the thing is, like, I don't want to be negative about the Jets, but I'm trying to look at who they have that can really develop on this squad, especially guys that have been drafted the last couple of years. Devin Smith, he's been injured big time. I don't even think he's on the team anymore, to be honest. I think I actually cut him. Christian Hackenberg, wasn't really a fan of that pick, and he redshirted his rookie year, so we haven't really seen him play, so maybe he's the guy. And definitely, when you're trying to build, you want to have some sort of potential of having a potential franchise quarterback. The Jets do not have that at all right now, because Bryce Petty didn't really look like the guy last year. I think Josh McCown's coming back, or I think it's Josh McCown that somehow still has a starting job and might be the starter for the Jets to start the season. No one knows what the hell Hackenberg is going to bring. You know, Jordan Jenkins, they drafted him in the 3rd round. That might actually be a pretty good pickup for them. So we'll see what he can bring to the squad. But, I mean, yeah, I don't... we'll just get into the game right here, because it's actually a pretty interesting game. We're down by 4 with 1:15 left. I really don't want to talk anything more about the Jets. One thing I will say about the Jets, I'll predict that they will have the worst record in the NFL this year. That's my prediction. I think the Jets legitimately end up with a worse record than San Francisco, a worse record than Chicago, and a worse record than even Cleveland. The Jets and Cleveland, they play each other this year. That is literally the toilet bowl this year, right? That is the toilet bowl matchup of the year. They also play Jacksonville, so there's some chance there's going to be some ugly games. But getting into this game right here, 2nd down, trying to make something happen with Bryce Petty, rolling outside. Here he comes with Kendricks, and that is a clutch play right there because the clock continues to move since we didn't get out of bounds. We have to use a timeout. It's 3rd down and 4. Here's Bryce Petty looking across the field, trying to hit our man in Nunwa, but he's not able to catch it in coverage. 4th down, game on the line, going to Decker on the out route. Madden 17 out routes. That's what happens. When you try to get an out route for 5 yards, you guys saw the out route was in position to get a 1st down, and the target thing was on position to get it, but in Madden 17, you throw out routes, you take a risk of that happening, and I took that risk because I knew the out route was going to be open. I just didn't know what kind of animation I would get, and yeah, we got that one. So we ended up losing the game right there, and I mean, I'm no miracle worker. I can't win with the Jets, man. No, I'm kidding, but I mean, good game to my opponent. He definitely played a good game to win the game, and there was a couple of mistakes that we made here and there. Probably a couple of those we could made on that drive. But at the same time, you know, I mean, we're not going to win every game in this series. And trying to win with the Jets was definitely a tall order, especially against a good opponent like we went against. So it is what it is. Leave a like in the video if you guys enjoyed it. Jets fans, I really do apologize if I was negative of that video because I tried. I don't know if you guys can let me know what there is to look forward to. I would love to know because I'm so perplexed looking at their draft picks and their roster and all that. So let me know, please, what you guys are looking forward to this season. And let me know why things might not be too bad. And I will catch you guys next time.